All right, we are here on chapter 37, basically World War II. We're in the second heading, which is basically the battles of World War II, and then we're on the second subheading, which is the German invasion of the Soviet Union. So at this point, the Germans have always been trying to avoid a two-front war. So they made a pact with the Soviet Union, took over the West, and now that they have the West secure, it's time to turn back to the Soviet Union. It's helpful to remember that capitalism came first, and then a reaction to capitalism was communism. Once communism, especially once it took over Russia, there was a reaction, which was fascism. So it really should be no surprise that Hitler is eventually going to turn on the Soviets. Um, One of the things that he had done to kind of rally the German people was this idea of Lebensraum, this idea of living space, that they could create this huge German empire from. So all they had to do was get rid of the Jews, Slavs, and Bolsheviks, and then there you go. So Hitler believed that communism, like a good fascist would believe communism is a rotten system that would just fall apart. So he felt he only had to kick down the door, and the whole rotten structure will come crashing down. So Germany amasses this huge invasion force with over 3.6 million soldiers. And they have the backing also of Hungary, Finland, and Romania. And so they start the long march to try to take over the Soviet Union. So what's going to end up happening is that while Germany um, is going to get a lot of ground, they're not going to be able to win, and part of that is going to be because of the great general in the Soviet Union, which is of course the same general that took out Napoleon, which was General Winter. So what's going to end up happening is that Stalin is going to realize rather quickly what is happening, of course. And so one of the smartest things he does is he moves the Soviet industry away from the front, moves it all the way to the Ural Mountains within a couple months of the attack happening. This is crucial. If you don't have your supplies in a war, then you can't supply your soldiers. If you can't supply your soldiers, you can't put up a fight. If you can't put up a fight, you lose the war. So what's going to end up happening is that the Nazis are going to have a huge offense into the Soviet Union, but it's going to be this huge amount of land to try to control. And then once General Winter starts to come in, this is going to have a devastating effects on the Germans. We're going to get to the gates of Moscow, not really going to be able to get there. One of the things that's going to help is not only having their industrial production away from the front, so those factories aren't being taken over by the Nazis as they go, is going to be some help from the United States. The United States is going to be getting some supplies. They're going to get some boots, they're going to get some trucks, they're going to get some help to be able to move their supplies and be able to kind of stay a step ahead of the Germans. Everything is going to really come to a head at the city of Stalingrad. And so this is going to be basically the final stand where Stalin is going to order not a step back and try to rally the Russian troops to fight against the Nazis. And from this bloody street by street battle, we are going to see what is going to happen in one of the following headings. I'll see you in a second.